Thank you so much. I think we all need to agree that God is good, right? God is good and has been very good to each and every one of us. This has been quite an emotional moment. And I bet all of us, we've been connected to our dreams, we've been connected to what we really want in our lives and what is really, really important for our lives. And my session today is it's quite serious. It's a serious session. So it might be for everyone who is here, or maybe it may not be for everyone. But one thing, it is for those that really want to make sure that they maximize on this business. It's for those that really want to grow to the levels that Forever can actually take you. If we are blessed with an opportunity that is limitless, then the only limitations are the ones that we set ourselves. And from this training, I hope to remind you that there is no reason for you to have small dreams. There is no reason for you to give up on the possibilities of the fact that everything is possible. And if you will decide to really push the business, it is possible. And I'm standing here on behalf of my beautiful, amazing wife there, who we've been building this business together for 15 years. For 15 good years. Since 2009, up to today, 2024. And today I'll be speaking a lot more as an FBO. I'm a country sales manager, but I'm also an FBO. And most of the things that I'm going to talk about here today are the things that I have done as an FBO to get us to the level that we are right now. And I'm sure we all want to grow and reach bigger levels. I'm sure of that. Thank you so much. So the journey has been amazing. You know, for the past almost 2 days now, on this venue, we have all had an opportunity to transform our lives. To move from where we are, perhaps to levels that we never even dreamt possible. We've been inspired, we've been challenged as well. We've heard of testimonies of people that made you believe that it is also possible for you to build a bigger business, to reach new levels. And I understand also getting here was not easy. It took sacrifices. Some had to travel for 2 days. Our friends from Zambia, they had to travel for 2 days first to get to Dar es Salaam. And then they had to add almost 17 more hours to get here to Nairobi. That takes a lot of sacrifice. You have to be serious and you have to be committed to go through that journey. You have to. Whoever that got here, even if you are coming from Nairobi, you have invested your 2 days here. You have stopped everything and you have said, you know what? I'll give this event my all. And you are here with us. And the only question that I want you to ask yourself is the sacrifice that you have put to be here.
The effort that you had to go through to be here. I know of people that were still looking for their bus fare to get to Nairobi up to a day before. That sacrifice, it has to amount to something. That sacrifice cannot just be for hanging around forever. That sacrifice cannot be just for retailing a few products. That sacrifice has to give back more than what you had to give in. And that's why we need to ask ourselves where we want to go from here. What is next from here? You've heard Vero here about the sacrifices that she had to make of being away from her kids. It is not easy. I am also a parent, so I know how tough it is to be away from your kids. And for a mom, it's 100 times more difficult. And I know also parents that are here with their kids. Maybe they wanted to, or maybe they had no choice. There was no one to leave your child with you. You had to come here with your child. That's a sacrifice. And I assure you, you will not take it for granted at all. And I want you to take that sacrifice and let it be a reminder to you that you are able. That when you make a decision, you can achieve whatever it is that you want. Because nothing out there can stop you. Only you can stop yourself. And if you have gone through all those sacrifices, then it will only be fair to yourself and to the people you love. It will only be fair if you really use forever to build a massive business. You have to build an empire in this business. Because it is possible. You have to build a business way beyond retailing. You have to build a business way beyond recruiting. You have to think like an entrepreneur who has started a distribution business which is limitless, no boundaries, and it can grow as big, as far, as fast as you want. That sacrifice that you've made, it has to be worth it. You have to get to what I call the 24/7 club, where you are making money 24/7. Whether you are working, you are sleeping, you are on vacation, you are still making money. And the only way you can get on that club is you have to build an empire. You have to build an empire. And the rewards of you building an empire will be worth all the sacrifices that you've made. Will be worth all the challenges that you had to go through. It will be worth it. I know. Some of us we got here comfortably, easy, 1, 2, 3. But I'm just thinking about the people that got here, yani kwa shida. You have to build an empire. Otherwise, the sweat, the sacrifice that you put in will not be fully worth it. Will not be fully worth it. And that will only be determined by what are you going to do when you leave this room. It is way beyond how are you feeling, not just about how you are feeling right now. It's about what are you going to do when you leave this room, is what will say whether this will be worth the sacrifice that you've made or not. Because we can all build such a business. We can all build a business that will give you an income, whether you are there or you are not there. The day, because that day will come. That day will come when we are no longer on this earth. That day will come. When that day comes, what do you want to leave here behind? If you're already blessed with children, you can imagine if you build an empire with forever, what you're leaving behind for them. And it is possible for everyone. That can only happen if you build leaders in your team. And we cannot talk about building an empire without talking about building leaders in your team. And I want to share some figures from our personal business that will confirm to you that the only way to get to the top is you have to build leaders. Your business has to be bigger than what you can do. Your team wants to grow faster than how you can grow it yourself. And that can only happen if you're growing leaders in your team. If you really want to build an empire, it starts with you getting your mind ready for that. 2023, we personally recruited 46 people, 2023. Not many. Probably an average of just about 3 people a month. Not many. But our team, 2023, recruited 2,565 people. That can only happen if you are building leaders. And I know right now everybody's wishing to have leaders in their team. Everybody wishes to get to a point whereby you can recruit only 46 people, but you have your team has grown by over 2,000 people in a year. For that to happen, you need to get your mind ready, and you need to say, I'm not just gonna be in forever, I'm really gonna push it. And maybe right now you are not at a point where you are ready to push the business. Maybe right now you are somehow cruising. Maybe you're okay with where you are. Maybe you don't have anything strong to push you right now. But still, there will be a day where you want to actually grow your business to a whole new level. And I want to remind you, the only way you can do that is you must build strong leaders in your team. There is no way around it. If I look at what we did the past 3 months, October to December 2023, the CCs that we got from our managers, October to December, 3 months, 1,155 CCs. These are CCs from our managers. They are not our personal CCs. They are not CCs from our non-managers that we are working with them. These are CCs from our managers who are almost 100% independent. Why don't you make a decision of saying, I'm going to build a business that can give me more than 300 CCs every month without me having to worry about those CCs. We all have the ability to do that. So the sacrifice that you've made to be here is not just for the sake of getting some business tips. This sacrifice can get you to a business that can actually give you true residual income, that can give you true financial freedom. If I look at the income that we made last 3 months, from 3 of the countries that we have a business, we have our team spread in over almost 15 countries. We took 3 from January to October, about $30,000. Now, the most important thing here, thank you. The most important thing is not $30,000 in 3 months. The most important thing is $30,000 in 3 months outside my country, Tanzania. You need to think about building a business that can be that strong. And when you have your mind set that way, the way you conduct yourself, every decision you make, the time you put into this business, even who you spend time with changes. Because you know that I'm not here to just build an active business. I'm here to build a business that can give me the financial freedom that I want. And now the question, of course, will come, how can you start from where you are today? Because we are all here in different levels. You might be here and maybe you struggle to do 2 CCs, and I'm here talking about 1,000 CCs, and in your mind you are telling yourself that, okay, no, that's amazing, but I'm talking about $30,000 in 3 months, and maybe you hardly make $100 in 1 month, and it excites you, and then there's that voice inside of you that is telling you know what? That's Enos, that cannot happen to me. How amazing would it be if you knew exactly where to start? Because I started somewhere. 2007. My sister, likeness, right here in front. That call she made, very simple call. And because I respected her and I loved her and I admired her so much, since then up to today, she just said, Enos, come to town. There are people who are talking about a business and I think might be good for you. That one call. That one call started it all. And then from there onwards, the coachings and the trainings from them, we all started there at the bottom. We all started there at the bottom. And I please ask you to join me in giving a big round of applause to my sponsors, Likeness Together with Vision. I can tell you one thing, they've raised a giant. And I'm not saying that to brag, but I'm saying that because I know I'm not done. And I know the levels that I want to reach in this business. I look at the possibilities in forever and I say we are just scratching the surface. If Onami could do 45,000 cc's, then we are scratching the surface. We are scratching the surface. And everything has to change in our minds. Our minds have to change, guys. Without changing our mindset, we'll continue to operate at the same level. I can assure you the devil is not out there. The biggest challenge is not out there. The biggest challenge is right here with you. Sitting with you right now. You eat with that challenge with you every day. It's right here in our minds. If we open our minds and we allow ourselves to think bigger and to know how we can start from where we are to get to whatever level that we want to do, nothing can stop us. Nothing can stop us. And one thing that you'll agree with me, almost every leader that came here mentioned these three words. Make a decision. You have to make a decision. You have to make a decision that I'm not just going to retail. I'm not just going to recruit. I'm going to build an empire. I'm not just going to try the business. I'm really going to do it. That decision, when you make that decision, think about everything that is important for yourself. Because it is that decision that will drive, that will direct every action that you take. It is that decision. When you have that decision strongly from inside, when you have really decided that I want to grow in this business, I want to get to those big levels that I know are possible, when you really make that decision, every decision you make changes. Every decision you make changes. And I'll tell you, sometimes I think we confuse our minds. You know why? Because you are in this meeting and you say, 2024, I'm going for it. And 5 minutes later, you are outside taking photos. I do not understand that. And don't kid yourself. It confirms you have not made a decision. So don't leave this room without making a decision. Without making a decision, your actions will confirm that the success that you wish to get, it is exactly that, the wish. It is not a decision. Without making that decision, you will not be able to maximize this business. You will not. And I can tell you, sometimes life can be, you cannot sometimes understand until you remind yourself that certain actions cannot happen until when someone has made a decision. You need to make a decision. There was one lady that wanted to come here. I think 2-3 days before, she had already decided that she's not coming. And for whatever reason, we bumped into each other and we talked. And she made a decision 3 days before the trip. She had no passport. The next day, she went to get a passport. She got the passport. She looked for money to get her bus fare. She got here with no place to go. She arrived here in the morning on her own because she couldn't join the group because the arrangement of the group was done. And she stayed at the bus stop all the way until evening is when she got sorted with her accommodation. she made a decision that I want to be here. My question to you, champion, is have you made a decision that you really want to build an empire? Because it's not going to be easy. It's going to be hard. And I'm not talking about hard as in how to retail a product. That one you'll learn very quickly. I'm not even talking about hard how to recruit. That one you'll learn quickly. I'm talking about hard as in building your business with integrity. I'm talking about hard as understanding that relationships are super important in your team. And one day you will need to go and apologize to your downline, that you feel that downline should be the one apologizing to you. You'll need to swallow your pride and say, I'm going to go and apologize. It's going to be that hard because you want to build an empire. The question is, are you ready? Because honestly, I don't want to stand here and just give you false hopes that, okay, we can do 1, 2, 3, 4 meetings and we all build an empire. No, you have to first make a decision. Without making that decision, nothing else will matter. Now, some of you will make that decision. And maybe some of you have made that decision. And for you, it's just about where do you start. I've decided I'm ready. And sometimes I meet people, they tell me, Enos, I'm ready. Tell me whatever it is that I want, that I need to do to grow my business, I'm going to do it and I'm ready. And maybe they are truly ready. And that's why I will share a few tips. There could be so many, but a few that you can start with so that you can be able to build an empire. So that you can make it worth it. The time and the effort that you've invested in coming here will bring you the results. You know, 2 people decided to quit smoking. 2 people. And then they were offered cigarettes. And one of them said, no thank you, I'm trying to quit smoking. Another one said, no thank you, I am not a smoker. These are 2 different people. These are 2 different people. You cannot build an empire without first changing how you see yourself. You cannot build a big team without changing how you see yourself. And I understand, you know, I can say that, okay, start to look at yourself as a successful leader. Think about all the big goals that you can achieve in 2024, but I know there is also that voice inside of you that is reminding you how 2023 was tough for you. How 2023 you have been struggling to do 4cc or 5cc's, and I'm here on stage telling you, make a decision, just change that thinking. I know those thoughts that could be going in your mind right now that are reminding you of how tough 2023 was, of how many times you failed in 2023 or even in the past. And all those thoughts that come in your mind, remember one thing. All those are out of whatever that happened in the past. And you should believe that the next you can be a totally different person. The 2023 you who could not do 4cc was not here in Nairobi. The 2023 you who could not do 4cc did not hear all the presentations that we had today. So you should tell yourself that 2024, I am a different person. You have gotten new things. So you need to remove and to remind yourself, because you need to remind yourself that, you know what, I am now a different person. I'm not the same person. The actions that you need to do for you to build your forever business and make it super big, the actions are super simple. You just need one slide and it has all the actions that you need to do. And if you follow them, for sure you'll build a successful business. But the challenge is, how do you see yourself? Do you see yourself as someone that's one day gonna stand here on stage to get recognized as a brand new manager? Do you see yourself as someone that's gonna be recognized one day here and get recognized as a brand new Sapphire manager? How do you see yourself? Because how you see yourself will determine every decision and every action that you make. It will be determined by how you see yourself. without changing how you see yourself, without giving yourself a brand new opportunity that you might have been beaten down. Maybe if you look at your experience in the business, it has been full of ups and downs and cries and tears and things that have not been so nice for you. You need to look at yourself in the mirror and say, you know what, I'm a brand new person. What I know today, I did not know in the past. What I've learned today, I did not learn in the past. And when you think about how your past can limit you, you should also think about how your past can uplift you. You being here in this room, it means number one, you said yes to forever, while probably out of 100 people that look at this opportunity, maybe about 10 say yes. You are among those. You being here, you still being here in this business, and some of you have been in the business for a long time. And I salute those that have been in the business for a long time, and yet you have not achieved massive success. You are still here. Maybe you're still an assistant supervisor 4 or 5 years. Maybe you're stuck at supervisor 4 or 5 years. Maybe you're stuck at assistant manager 4 or 5 years. You are still here. Let that past not pull you down, but instead remind you that you are not a quitter. And you can still pick yourself up from where you are right now and take yourself to a whole new level, but it has to start with you making that decision. And sometimes it's just fear. It is just fear that is stopping us. Fear of doing activities, fear of doing what needs to be done. Sometimes it's fear of even dreaming, fear of believing, fear of giving yourself an opportunity to actually build a big business. The more you remind yourself that your mind is in your control, and you can change all of that by you first making a decision and really making that decision. And let us see your actions confirming your decision. Demonstrate your decision with actions, not just with motivation. Demonstrate your decision with actions. When we look at you and how you are conducting your business, we should confirm that this person is going to the top. We should confirm that. Everything starts with you making a decision. And when you make that decision, know where the big money in forever is. And if you don't know where the big money is in forever, it means you'll be missing out. You'll fail to plan your business so that you can get to those levels. And I assure you, the big money in forever is in 2 places. Number one is gem bonus. And in order for you to get gem bonus, you first need to be a sapphire manager. So you need to put sapphire manager in your mind and make a decision that one day I'm going to be a sapphire manager. The next big money in forever is in chairman's bonus, level 3. Not chairman's bonus, level 1. There is money there. Not level 2. Chairman's bonus, level 3. Which means, make a decision to get to those levels. It will be worth all the sacrifices. And I can assure the steps are pretty simple. Pretty simple. We are all on that journey. The first step is get to assistant supervisor. The second step, become active. The third, get to manager. When you get to manager, don't think about senior manager. Let me say that clearly. If you want to build an empire, you need to build strong leaders. And you cannot build strong leaders if you're not a strong leader yourself. When you get to manager, think ego manager. Think ego manager. Forever is designed that way to help you build a strong business. And then think ego manager, creating ego manager, and qualifying for chairman's bonus. When you have your mind set to creating ego managers and qualifying for chairman's bonus, you start moving up the marketing plan in the strongest way. So that whatever marketing plan position you get, you make sure you also smash the ego manage on that marketing plan. And then you start to create chairman's bonus qualifiers. And you can plan, whether it's after every 1 year you add one more leg, after every 2 years you add one more leg, and all those things. I can assure you, the challenge is not the science behind it, like what needs to be done. That's not the challenge. The challenge is you making a decision that I want to go for that. That's where the challenge is. The moment you make that decision, help will appear. Jim Rohn said, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. It starts with you making that decision. And when you make that decision, you have to demonstrate it with your actions. Without demonstrating it with your actions, that decision is not a decision, it's a wish. It's a wish. And there's no way you can build an empire with a wish. You have to make a decision. When you make that decision and you say, I'm going to go into actions, you will be able now to overcome the distraction that will be coming your way. And we have positive and negative distractions. And sometimes positive distractions, they are the ones that actually slow us down the most. The time we spend within ourselves as FBOs, enjoying and having fun, and reminding ourselves how amazing forever is. If you spend the whole day with FBOs, that's a positive distraction for you to build a business. It is not you going out clubbing and then wasting the next day. That's a negative distraction. I'm talking about the positive distraction which you may not be seeing, but it is there. And the only way you can truly build a business that can get to those levels is you need to avoid those positive distractions together with the negative distractions. Many of us will know this example, that if you are to be told to choose between a penny that doubles and a $1 million today, if we tell you, should we give you $1 million US right now, or a penny that doubles every day for 30 days, which one would you pick? Now, most of us in Forever, we know that. So we'll definitely pick the penny because we know, and we've probably seen it somewhere, how that penny that doubles in 30 days, it will actually amount to over 5 million. And when we look at this example, it's important to get the proper lessons from that example. That lesson is not just about being patient. That lesson is the combination of two things. It's time and effort. It's time and effort. And sometimes as FBOs, we believe that it's just gonna take, it's just a matter of time, I'll get there. No, it's time plus effort. If that penny will not double in 30 days, it's just going to be a penny. If that penny will double for 5 days and not double again, it will just be $1. If that penny will double for 10 days and not double again, it's just going to be $5. How many times we get into action, swap those days into months? How many times do we get into actions for 1 month and we stop the actions? 2 months and then we stop. 10 months and then we stop. We have stopped at $5. If you keep on putting in the effort for a whole 30 days, in our business for a whole 30 months, you will build an empire. And the only way to sustain that is you need to have made the decision. If you have to take actions, be okay to mess up, be okay to fail, be okay to do a bad meeting. Be okay to organize a meeting and no one shows up. Yes, it's painful, but be okay to do it. There is no way you can build an empire with shortcuts. It's not possible. Because you need to build strong leaders. And to build strong leaders, it will take time, it will take commitment. But the results that come out of that will be far bigger than you think. We are blessed to have a tool that we can use to easily follow up on our business. Let me assure you one thing, guys. If you just want to retail, I can forgive you if you don't have FLP 360. Honestly, I can forgive you. But you want to build a business and you don't have FLP 360, I cannot forgive you. Jamani, mimi mbishi. Thank you so much, Wilbard, for the rescue. Oh, I didn't know. You know, that's actually a lesson. Sometimes we carry baggage. We carry things that we should not carry. They weigh us down. They make us sweat unnecessarily, right? I didn't know that the breeze is nice. Now I'm feeling good. Back to the FLP 360, guys. Can you make a decision to be on FLP 360? Because you know you're going to get it for free for your first 3 months. After that, you just pay $20. And you can actually use FLP 360 to generate sales from that. Kenya is already online. That means people can buy products online. That means with FLP 360, I may not need to meet someone and sell a product to. It can be done fully online. Tanzania, we believe that this year won't end until we are fully online. Make no mistakes, guys. That's going to open the door for us. A door that has always been kind of shut. You want to build a big business, you have to get on FLP 360. And some of the things that I'm talking about here, they are non-negotiable, guys. There is no single person who can build a huge team without FLP 360. It is not possible. So go for it. It will make your work easy. Take charge for your business. Every leader that got recognized here, they had to take charge for your business. Remember, you are not flying a commercial plane, you are flying a fighter jet, and you cannot put a fighter jet on autopilot. You have to fly your jet. You have to take charge of your business. You have to make a decision and say, this is my business, and I'm going to take it to the levels that I want to take it. You have to make that decision. And almost everybody that has achieved big success in this business, they had to go through leadership. I'm reading this book now, an amazing book written by a network marketer, Simon Chan. It's about consistency. And he said something that made me think and confirm that anybody that wants to be a big leader has to do 3 things. 3 things you must do them. Number 1, you must change. Something must change about you that will attract people to you. Something must change about you that will make your team believe that they can change their lives. So you need to ask yourself, what is it that you can change? One of the things that Vero always talks about on how she managed to grow her social media is when she changed her lifestyle on her weight. When we say change, it doesn't mean buying a brand new car. Find something that you can change in your life. It could be your look, it could be your thinking, it could be the way you conduct yourself, but something has to change. And when that change comes, people around you and the people that will be around you in the future will be pulled towards you. Because you cannot build a big team if people cannot be pulled towards you. Commitment. Commitment is doing when you don't feel like doing. Commitment is doing while everybody believes that you should not do. When people are watching you, they should see your commitment in the business. They should see how you are not just driven by how you feel, you are driven by what needs to be done. I think the first time I missed a flight, it was when I was coming from Uganda. I went to meet Kim Madsen so many years ago. And we had a talk. I was asking him so many questions. And he gave me one simple thing. He said, you know what, if you want to be successful, you have to build your business on Christmas. On Christmas Day, you need to be working. That's what he told me. And thinking about it, that confirms your commitment. That confirms your commitment. Not just to the prospects who are watching you on social media, to your team as well. Your team needs to feel that my leader is committed. When your team feels that way, they follow you. They can close their eyes and simply hold your hand, knowing that I'm being led by a leader who is committed. And the final C is consistency. And none of those things can happen without first making a decision. So if you talk about building a business, a big business, it's a combination, I would say, of art and science. Art is about the feelings, the nature of who you are. And science is about strategies and techniques. And we have people who have got good strategies, good techniques, but they don't have the art of building a business. They don't think about other people. They don't have compassion. Compassion is doing something, thinking about another person. They miss that. They are brilliant, they are smart, but they don't have the heart. You cannot build a big business without having the heart. It's impossible forever. Invest in yourself. The trainings, books. I cannot tell you how many times I will post a book on Instagram and someone will ask me, where did you buy it? And the moment I say I bought it at Amazon, that's it, it's the end for them. If I cannot get it in Dar es Salaam, there's no way I'm going to go on Amazon and order a book. Are you investing in yourself? Are you investing in the knowledge? I can remember how every year we used to go to the UK to attend a 2-day training. Every year in January. You have to invest in yourself. Because otherwise you'll not be able to sustain yourself into building that big business. And also invest your money wisely. Wisely. Because if you're making money and you're spending it all, if you're making money and you're misusing it all, guess what it's doing to your mindset? It's telling you this business cannot build you wealth. The financial freedom that they talk about, it cannot be achieved in this business while it is possible. So invest your money, the money that you make. But invest it wisely. And if I am to advise, in your first years in the business, and this is for my personal experience, my personal thinking, in your first years in the business, don't invest money in anything that will take your time or your mind. Because you need to be focused in building your business. That's why it has to start by you making a decision that I've decided this is the business that I want to build. So if you make money, make sure you put it somewhere that will never distract your mind. Because then you'll be falling into positive distractions and you'll miss an opportunity to build an empire forever. And I can tell you, you would have missed a big opportunity. Look into your countries. For Tanzania, I can straight tell you, go buy cheap land. Let me underline cheap. Don't start buying the plot that you want to build a house that you want to live. Don't do that at the beginning. Buy cheap land. Buy a piece of land that you feel, this land will make sense 5-10 years from now. Because it's going to be cheap. And it will multiply in 5 to 10 years. If we look at our investments, all our investments, there is no investment that has multiplied more than the cheap lands that we bought. There's no investment that has multiplied more than that. And I remember the first piece of land we bought, it was in 2008, September. 1.7 million Tanzanian shillings. Maybe about $800. 2 acres. That land right now, maybe, if I'm to say we sell it, right now we should get at least $25,000 to $30,000. But we bought it at $800 in 2008. We did nothing. We just bought and did nothing. We secured, we did nothing. We don't want to have our mind distracted. We want to remain focused in our forever business so that it can enable us to do bigger things. So put your money somewhere that's going to grow, but somewhere that's not going to distract you. Because if you start to get distracted in your first 5 years in the business, I can almost promise you, you will not build an empire forever. Because you need that focus. You need your actions to demonstrate to your team that this is an opportunity that they can lean on 100%. Without that, you'll miss out on the possibility of building a big business. Some tips and techniques. Number one, build your business strongly locally. If you're in Kenya, make sure you have a strong business in Kenya. If you're in Zambia, make sure you have a strong business in Zambia. If you're in Uganda, make sure you have a strong business in Uganda. Build strongly locally where you are. Everything I'm sharing here is what we did and what we observe most top leaders do. It's important not to get confused to what top leaders are doing now. You need to go back to what were they doing when they got started. Because that's where you are right now. Start to expand to other regions. If you are in Nairobi, start building in Mombasa. Start building in Nakuru. You know what that will do for you? It will make your time very precious. If you're only building in Nairobi and you're in Nairobi the whole day, you can wake up at 10 a.m. You can get to the office at 11 a.m. and do a single one-to-one at 12. Chit-chat with the FBOs there. By 1 p.m. we go lunch together with the FBOs. We eat together for like 2 hours. Because we are our own bosses, we can afford to eat together for like 2 hours. And we can even eat for 2 hours and talk about employees who come and eat and quickly go back to the office and say, you know what guys, we are amazing. And the day might be over and you've only done a single one-to-one. There's no way you can build an empire that way. When you start to expand, everything changes. Because now you'll be needed in Nakuru. Now you'll be needed in Mombasa. You're in Dar es Salaam. Now you'll be needed in Mbeya, in Mwanza. You're not going to waste your time. You're not going to waste your time. The next step, start to expand to other countries. Start to expand to other countries. To make your life easy, start to expand to other countries which are within your region. That will make your life easy. Because you want to maximize every effort that you put in. And then you can expand to any other country that you want. And I can tell you, can you think about a country that you wish to be going so many times? Not for business, just for fun. I love Dubai. And I always tell people, I think that's where I'm going to retire. Because I don't want to be driving a Lamborghini in Dar es Salaam. And when I pass, everybody's looking at me like, who is this guy driving a Lamborghini? I want to drive a Lamborghini in a country where people are driving Lamborghinis. And Dubai can do that for me. So you know what's in my mind? I need to build a business in Dubai. That would be a very good excuse for me to start going there. Where would you love to be going? Is it Switzerland? Think of any country and put a plan of building a business in that country. And really make a decision to build a business in that country. When you start, keep the focus and challenge yourself. Challenge yourself to start going to that country within 3 to 6 months of your decision. And make sure when you are going, it is worth your time. It can only be worth your time when you have something happening. It will only be worth your time when you have something happening. And when you start going, don't just go once and disappear. Keep going. Keep going back. Keep going back. There is power with human connection. You can do Zoom meetings and get people to join. I assure you, those people can quit very easily because they don't have the connection with you. Rolf Kip did a video this year. He was talking about the power of physical meetings. And he was talking about how the future of network marketing lies to those people that do online and physical. Because 10 years from now, there will be so many people who have built teams that they're not connected to. If you start to build the connections now, you'll be the winner. 5-10 years from now, you'll be the winner. So you have to make that commitment and build multiple legs. Build multiple legs. I can tell you, in Burundi we have 3 legs in Burundi.
In South Africa, we have one very strong but one leg. Our income from Burundi is almost 3 times our income from South Africa. There are multiple legs. Zambia, we have 2 legs. And our income from Zambia is more than our income from South Africa. Multiple legs. Put this in your mind so that when you start to expand to a country, remember that I'm not gonna try it out. I'm not gonna say I'm trying to build in Zambia. I'm gonna say I'm building a business in Zambia. I've made a decision. You're not gonna say I'm gonna try to stop smoking. You're gonna say I am not a smoker. I've made a decision and I'm going for it. And can you imagine if you give yourself that challenge? That every country you expand to, you challenge yourself to be earning at least $1,000 from that country. Give yourself that challenge. And start building towards it. And start having fun with it. And it is these small things that if you keep them in your mind, they will help you. They'll help you to remain focused so that you can definitely at the end of the day emerge as a winner and build an empire. And all of this will start by you making that decision. And in closing, we all know our theme for this year, right? That we want to go for it. So my question to you is, what resolutions have you made for yourself? What have you decided that you are going for? What have you really decided? Not just what you're wishing for. What have you really decided that you are going for? Because when you make that decision, and when you start to build your business, it is not going to be easy, it's going to be tough. And I'll take an example from Dan and Hadi. When you start to build this business, when you start to build your empire, it is like climbing a mountain. And when you make that decision to climb a mountain, there will be people around you that will tell you, you know what? You are not a mountain climber. You should be climbing mountains. There will be people that will tell you, you are not an entrepreneur. You are not fit for network marketing. You are employed, you remain there. You could be a student and there will be people around you that will tell you, you are still studying, just remain there. They will tell you that this is not your mountain. And in your mind, you should tell them, this is my mountain and I'm going for it. There will be people, I can assure you, that will tell you, don't do it. Don't go for it. Don't go for it. And when they tell you that, you should tell them, this is my mountain and I am going for it. There will be people that will tell you, you know what? Climbing mountains is dangerous. Climbing mountains is dangerous. That business you are doing is dangerous. I saw someone did that business. That person's life right now is messed up. When they tell you that, there is only one answer. This is my mountain, and I am going for it. They will tell you. I assure you they will tell you. And there will come people that will tell you, you know what? We respect that you have decided to climb mountains, but don't climb that mountain. Come take a look at this other mountain. The mountain you have picked is too steep, too rocky, too challenging. That mountain which you have picked is too hard. Don't go for that hard mountain. There's an easier mountain here. And what you should tell them is, this is my mountain and I am going for it. When you make that firm decision, my amazing leaders in here, we are all going to build an empire. And your future self is going to thank you for that. And I want you to say it with me. I'm going to count to 3 and just say it with me. That this is my mountain and I am going for it. And you need to say it like you mean it. You need to say it like you mean it. Because if it comes from your heart and you really mean it,
And if you think about all the people that are important for your life, you will realize and you'll confirm that you need to stick with this mountain and really climb it. And if I can ask you to stand up and say it from your heart, that this is my mountain and I am going for it. And I'm going to be telling you, do we all agree that we're going to meet people that are going to say, that are going to tell us don't do it, right? And when we meet those people that are telling us don't do it, what are we going to tell them? This is my mountain and I am going for it. And you'll meet people that are going to say, you know what? Don't try that business. That business will mess up your life. You're not going to make it. You're going to fail. We've seen people doing it and they failed at that business, and you'll only have one answer for them. This is my mountain and I am going for it. And those that are going to say this business is hard, try this one, is easy, this mountain is easier, go for this other mountain. You're going to not just tell them, you're going to look at them in the eyes and you're going to tell them that this is my mountain and I am going for it. Thank you so much, amazing people. And I wish you the very best. And see you not at the top, see you at work, guys. See you at work. Thank you so much.